know what? New times here, as some people have brought up earlier, and I'll talk about yourself and the staff first with Don and Dean and Kevin and yourself. It's been a great step forward for our conference in the CCHA, starting with the leadership there. It's really going to be no different here. We lost an anchor in Dryden McKay, who won the Hobie, and a mix of other guys, Nathan Smith, Julian Napravnik, Reggie Lutz, Jack McNeely, Wyatt Amat, and Dryden. And that group did a great job of elevating our program in their time here. And so those guys are leaving, and we've got some new guys coming in. We lost 7 and we're bringing in 7, and we're going to need some of the guys that we relied upon with that group of 7 over the years here. Morton, Sandelin, Furry, Borchardt, Pavel, Sauter, guys that have played significant minutes for us in the previous 3+ years. And then really 3 defensemen that are coming back for us that are going to have to be a wall early in our season, with Andy Carroll as a 5th-year senior, Akito Hiroshi and Jake Livingstone, who made an imprint on our program, a positive one from day one when they were freshmen. And we're going to continue to lead on that group to give our goaltenders an opportunity to find themselves. And Keenan Rancier coming back has played minimal minutes, and then 2 guys that haven't played, and Alex Tracy and Andrew Miller. So we're incredibly excited about what's going on. I think, as you're seeing through this media day, the coaching staffs in our league are very pronounced in their experience, and they're very good at what they do. And what it shows you is in our league, there's no easy outs. And there's not going to be any this year, just as it was previously. So it's an incredible challenge to play in this league and try and compete for championships. That's what we're all trying to do, and we're excited about what's in front of us this year.
Thanks, Coach. We have our first question from Patrick.
Hey, Coach. Patrick Andrus from the Toledo Blade. And you touched on Brendan Purdy a little bit, him being named Conference Preseason Player of the Year. What are your expectations for him, both as a player and as a leader in his 5th year with your program?
Well, first I'll talk about leadership skills. He's been through a lot in his young career, in the USHL, playing in Tri-City, going through the injuries that he'd went through, and then coming in here injured. He was able to sit on a sideline while he was preparing to have an opportunity to play, and really witness some of the peaks and valleys that happen to players that aren't in the lineup. And that, along with the talent that he has, the mentality that he's had as a young man, being a selfless individual, really has set him up for an outstanding senior season. And so we're gonna lay a lot at his feet. If you look at the votes that I was able to look at when the team voted for captains, him and Cade Borchardt have earned that opportunity to lead our club. And I just think he's going to be somebody that will play in all situations for us: power play, penalty kill, even strength. He'll be out there in the beginning of overtime. He'll be out there in the last minute of games. He's going to have to shoulder a lot of responsibility for our club this year, but I do think he's prepared for it.
Thanks, Coach. Question from Kevin Dudley.
Hey, Mike. Kevin with the Mankato Free Press. I know that moving on quick is something you're going to stress, but looking at this early schedule and the gauntlet you guys have here in October, how important is it going to be to get over last year and to really lock in on this tough non-conference slate?
Well, if we don't, and Kevin, it's good to hear from you. I appreciate you being a part of this today. Everybody in our league starts with difficult non-conference before we get into our own beating of each other up throughout our regular season. And for us, we better turn the page in a hurry, because we're playing Minnesota our first weekend in a home and home. And then we've got Duluth coming in here, and then going to St. Cloud for 2. So just like everybody else in our league, we're pretty aggressive as a league at scheduling a difficult non-conference because we want to be prepared when we get into our conference. So for us, we've turned the page. We're on to next year, this year already, and I think it's just something that our ourselves and our league is getting used to at turning the page and getting ready early, because it sets our league up for success down the road, getting into league play. So for us, we're excited about the opportunity to compete within our state, because that means we're not traveling great distances, and we're renewing some old rivalries. It's been a while since we've played the University of Minnesota and the great program that Bob Motzkow is leading right now, and a good friend, Scott Sandelin. Get an opportunity to compete against them. We try to play them as often as we can in a given year. And then Brett Larson, who I had an opportunity to work with USA Hockey just this last year. So we're excited about what's in front of us, and I do think it's a steep hill, but it should be one that prepares us for a very difficult conference schedule.
All right, thanks for the question, Kevin. Tim has a question for you, Coach.
Hey, Coach, it's Tim from Flow. Question for you. In terms of you personally, this is kind of a big time challenge here for you. Are you feeling revitalized and ready to embrace this with the big turnover?
Yeah, I mean, you do every year. Again, I think our conference keeps you honest. And I believe it was Tommy that Tom Serratori who said early in our media day here, people matriculate and move on, and they go on to different opportunities, and whether that's Jack McNeely in going out and trying to earn and start his career outside of the game of hockey, or guys like Wyatt Ahmad, who signed with Colorado, and Nathan Smith with Arizona, and some of the other guys that are still pursuing the hockey piece. We want to be a part of that as they continue to move on, but it provides new opportunities for others. And so we're going to have to do things a little bit differently this year, just because we've got different guys in different roles. And we look forward to trying really ride shotgun with that group, turn the leadership over to the group that we have right now from a previous year, and see how it goes day by day. The only thing we get to control is our dailies, and that's what we're trying to focus on right now. And that'll get us to, it'll get here in a hurry, because a week from this Saturday, we go down to Omaha and play an exhibition game against a very good team down in Omaha. So we're looking forward to it, and it's a great opportunity for all of us to continue to grow.
Coach, last question for you is, how has the transition to the CCHA affected your program, obviously coming off those WCHA championships, but being able to pick one up here, both the regular season and tournament?
Well, I think the one thing that our league has continued to do is just grow and get better from top to bottom. And again, as I referenced when we started the beginning of my opportunity to communicate here, our leadership from Don, the staff, the people you have already heard from, who you're going to hear from after me, I think the CCHA has provided us to continue and build on what the old WCHA, the new WCHA was. And I think we're better today than we were last year. And there's a focus from every one of us, Don, all the way down to all of our programs and all of our coaching staffs and our student athletes, to continue to represent the CCHA and all of our universities in an incredible way. And it's an opportunity we don't take lightly. But I think the CCHA brand is one that resonates not only today, tomorrow, but the history of it, we continue to just try and build on, and we're very prideful in what that is.